The pager sounds. Pine Valley volunteers, please respond to a report of a wildland fire near the Brown Ranch. Before the dispatcher has even finished, my family, the Reeds, as well as the Tamara and Wines families, are on our way. What started out as a typical Nevada summer day working in the hayfield was ruined by a few clouds clinging to the sky. They brought a dry lightning storm. No rain, just lightning. We're all too familiar with the threat of wildfires and, as always, on the ready because everything stops when there's a fire. But it wasn't always this way. Historically, Pine Valley and northeastern Nevada had few occurrences of devastating wildfires because the rangelands were grazed annually, reducing heavy fuel loads, meaning the dry grasses and weeds, which accumulate when not utilized by grazing. Cattlemen and sheepmen turn their animals out earlier in the spring, so invasive early grasses, such as cheatgrass, couldn't get a foothold and push out the native species such as bunchgrass. But federal policies on public land use have changed over the decades, reducing the cattle and sheep numbers grazing the range. Though successful in putting an end to overgrazing, there were unforeseen consequences. The invasive grasses were allowed to go to seed and have since spread rapidly. They dry out earlier in the summer, creating a tinderbox of flash fuel or fast-burning material. The Tamaras lost a large portion of their land in the 1999 Sadler Complex fire. They fought as much as they could with what equipment they had. That fire was a game changer for Pine Valley. Now, the fires grow more quickly and we need to move fast. Since the fires of '99, we've purchased and used heavy equipment to better fight these now dangerous and deadly fires. Susan Wines operates the Pine Valley Challenger, which is a Caterpillar tractor with tracks that attaches to a blade. My husband John operates the Reed Dozer, a John Deere bulldozer, and Tom Tamara operates the Tamara Dozer, a Caterpillar bulldozer. This particular fire was started by a tree that had been struck by lightning 2 days ago. The tree smoldered deep inside until it exploded into flames on this dry, windy day. While the families and other volunteers from nearby ranches and the town of Carlin are en route, the Bureau of Land Management has sent helicopters equipped with buckets or snorkels to dip out of the creek and drop the loads of water onto the fire. They've also sent bomber planes to drop retardant to help the bulldozers get ahead of the growing fire. Here in northeastern Nevada, federal and state agencies work beside private landowners to combat the fires. The fire is in heavy fuel and is moving quickly. We need more equipment, and the county sends 2 road graders. These work well on flat or gentle areas to cut a clean line around the fire. Family and neighbors call, offering up their help, horses or four-wheelers. Sometimes it is necessary to cut fences and drive the livestock out of the way of the erratic smoke and flames. If the animals choose the wrong path, they can become overcome by fire. A small rain shower gives some relief, but it's starting to get dark and the fire is still growing. The volunteers regroup to make a plan for their night attack with the battalion chief. Nighttime is dangerous, but we need to gain ground in fighting the fire. The fire is still burning hot, but as the temperatures drop, the crews get the upper hand. The dozers work through the night to secure a line around it. In the morning, it is still burning inside the line, but it is contained enough to hand over to the professional government crews. After all, the families have someone waiting for them at home. What started as a single tree fire ended with over 2,000 acres burned. The flames may be out, but the effects of the fire will be felt for years to come. After being displaced from the range by fires, the wildlife look for some place to go. If large sections of winter or summer range are lost, whole populations of some species, such as mule deer or the sage grouse, can be at risk. As for cattle, sometimes the only place left to go is home to the ranch. After the livestock are squared away, it's back to the hayfields. When the danger of fire season has passed, usually about October, we can get to rehabilitating the burned areas. This includes reseeding the burned areas with native grass seeds to combat the spread of noxious weeds and grasses. Then we wait at least 2 years so they can reestablish themselves before letting the cattle graze. Sometimes we have to replace water pipelines, control erosion, and completely rebuild fences. The cost of wildfires can be devastating to small family ranches. The results of the reseeding are well worth the wait when the cattle are again returned to the land to graze the lush green grasses of springtime in Nevada. Wildfires are a serious part of life here in the Great Basin, and the ranch families of Pine Valley will continue on with it and be prepared for when the pager sounds again.